Okay, what we're talking about today is section 10.2, finding arc measures. So we had some vocabulary. Central angle. A central angle is when the angle is in the center of the circle. And so since that angle is in the center of the circle, it's central. A major arc has to have 3 letters. And it's between 180 and 360. A minor arc has usually 2 letters. It can have 3, but usually it's just 2 letters. And it's less than 180. And then a semicircle is half a circle, and it is 180. And it can be done with 2 letters or 3, okay? When you read arcs, what's important to do is to go the shortest distance. So right here, when I say A to B, I would not go all the way this way, right? I would go the shortest distance. So the shortest distance from A to B is right here, and I did not make it halfway across the circle, so that is a minor circle, a minor arc, okay? So let me see if I can erase what I drew. So that was a minor arc. Okay, so now let's go to the next one. A to E to C. So A, to get to E fastest, I go here, and then I go here. And what I've just done is halfway around the circle, so that is a semicircle. All right, let's change different colors instead of erasing. Now I'm going to go from A to E all the way to B. And if you notice, I just passed my halfway point. So what I just did there is I just made a major arc. Okay, I'm going to erase those for the... So I'm going to get them erased. Nope, I missed it. It's hard to get these sometimes with the lasso. Okay, and now the last one, A to C. Let's try that one. From A to C. Now if you notice, I can go A to C this way, or I can go to A to C this way. They're actually the same thing because it's the same distance, and so both of them are a semicircle. So remember that you're gonna, go the shortest distance possible, and then you have to keep that pattern. So A, E, B, I cannot go from A to B and then back to E. You kind of have to complete your circle. All right, so the next thing you have to be able to do is to find measurements. Now, usually what I do is I will fill in all my measurements on the circle before I answer any questions. I just think it's easier. So, central angle right here, and remember central angle is the same. So if my central angle is 61, my arc is 61. Now you have to go back and use rules that you know before. You should remember that this is a vertical angle, so this is 61. And so that means this arc is 61. The last thing that you should recognize is that, oh, look, I have a straight line here. And a straight line is 180. So to find this arc, I'm going to do, or that angle, I'm going to do 180 minus 61, which should be 119. But let me just double check. I'm a little asleep today. Yep, 119. And so if this central angle is 119, this arc is 119. And then these are vertical, so these are also 119s. So a lot of times I like to fill in all my numbers and then go down and answer things. Okay, so this first one is an angle because it has the angle arc. So A to D to E. And we just found out that that angle was 61. Okay, now we're going to do some different colors, and I'm probably going to have to do some writing down and then erasing. So let's go here, A to B. A to B is right here, which is just 119. Write it with the highlighter. It looks ugly, but that way you can see what color corresponds with what I'm doing. Okay, let's go to green. So arc A to B to C. So I have to go the shortest distance from A to B to C. Now, I passed the 119 and I passed the 61, so I can add them up. But you could also recognize, oh, that's just a semicircle, so it's 180. So you can do it either way. All right, last one more color because you're not confused enough. A to C to E. So from A to C is 180. But then I got to keep going, and I pass a 119. So I'm actually going to add those together, 180 plus 119, and I get 299. So when you're finding angles, whatever you pass, or arcs, whatever you pass, you add up. If you ever make it all the way back to a whole circle, that's 360, but usually you won't. Okay, let's go to the last problem. The last problem is dealing with this, and I need to solve for x. Well, what you should notice is that central angles are the same, so I'm going to have the same central angle because they're vertical. Well, vertical angles are the same, so that means those arcs are the same. So I'm just going to do 3x minus 6 equals 2x plus 15. So I'm a minus 2x on both sides, and I get x minus 6 is 15. And then you add 6 to both sides, so x is 21. Okay? I think the problems that are going to get the trickiest are like number 5. And again, my recommendation is write all the numbers down and then go back and answer the problems. Because you will have harder problems than this, but this is a good place to start. You look for vertical angles, which would be equal, and you look for angles that make a line that add up to 180.